You are watching RMG, Shemai, I'm Ray, and this is Saros. A game fresh off claiming the number 2 spot in my Game of the Year roundup so far, and for good reason. When Sony come out with a first party release, generally it has this mark of quality that few can match. And as I said in the video, coming from Housemarque, the creators of Returnal, a game that I already adored, it was no surprise to me just how much I was going to love Saros. Let's be honest about this for a moment. It's been an interesting time to be a console owner this generation. Many people have bemoaned that we haven't had too many exclusives and big blockbuster games exclusive to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I mean, for instance, God of War Ragnarok technically is also a PS4 game, and we've had remasters from previous gens like Demon's Souls and The Last of Us. And when we saw Sony axe a bunch of games late last year, and only a few months back, it seemed the majority of their upcoming lineup was actually live service stuff, which is kind of disappointing. And so games like Returnal, Ghost of Yotai, Spider-Man 2, and now Saros have been a bit few and far between. But when they do come, you can tell they've got the highest of standards behind them. And let's be real, it's an incredible risk for Sony to launch a brand new IP in this climate. In such a risk-averse industry, where budgets are at their highest level and layoffs are coming at us left and right, dropping a game like this, which is essentially relying on dev, prestige and a known lead, it's a very scary proposition. So hopefully this sets the scene a little bit more as to why I've been so high on Saros. Like, I adore Mina the Hollower, truly, but this game has absorbed me and consumed my time in a way few other games have this or any other year. And the quality and the polish is just incredibly tight. I guess you'd describe Saros as a kind of a roguelite meets a bullet hell. You're constantly fending off against enemies that come at you from all sides, dodging all forms of projectiles in different ways, using a shield or timing your dodges correctly, even using a bit of cover to your advantage, but the game environment changes each time you die, and then the entire level resets. Of course, if you've played Returnal, you will know exactly what I'm talking about and what to expect here. But Saros also manages to feel different. The story is more cohesive now, it's more interactive with multiple characters talking about their experiences, and you get to watch over time as they're affected by your actions and how those actions will have consequences. And the other immediate thing you'll recognise here is Saros' lead is played by the awesome Rahul Kohli, who has fulfilled a dream of actually starring lead in a video game. Rahul, of course, has been in shows and films you might recognise like Midnight Mass, Haunting of Bly Manor, Love, Death and Robots, just to name a few. And in Saros, he plays Arjun Devraj, an enforcer who wakes to find he has no memory of what's been happening up to that point and ended up leaving his crew for days. In the meantime, a large group of them are either dead or have lost control of their senses, and so it's up to Arjun to go out, track down a Soltari signal, and find a lost colony who may be able to help. Saros plays with some interesting themes, as the planet of Carcosa where he explores is very barren and desolate on the surface. But once there's an eclipse and the enemy attack patterns start to change and they grow stronger, the environment changes with it. But the symbolism within the game is also really open for discussion. Like, why is there a time loop, what it means, how it happens, how it's set off, why Arjun's past transgressions play into the story, even the monsters he fights and you go up against, the horrifying entities and what they represent, how they connect to what's happening with the crew and the wider planet. But in true Housemarque fashion, as you're debating those questions, you're instead just thrown right in at the deep end. After a bit of a tutorial, the game puts you head to head with a brutal boss, and while you can win that fight, I sure as heck didn't, the game will eventually reset afterwards and you'll see a variety of flashing images and sequences which, in abstract, don't really make a lot of sense. But as the game progresses and the story goes, you'll start piecing all of this together into one comprehensive arc. Saros has persistent resources, a progression system where you can permanently upgrade Arjun's suit and weapons. You'll find better weapons and resources over time and find yourself genuinely improving with each run. Honestly, I actually did find myself getting better and better at Saros every time I died and started again, rather than it being just dumb luck and finding my way forward. I actually felt internal progression. And man, I just love the feel of it. I like the character movement, the way the dialogue gradually gets spliced in over the course of the game, the relationships the characters have with the AI and the Soltari, equally how the holograms are presented to the player and they start to fill in some of the blanks you've been uncovering over the course of the game. You really start to debate what's real and what isn't, who you can trust and who you can't, and even if you can trust yourself. It's a great game that just keeps you guessing, asking questions and wanting to push forward even if you are dying over and over and over again. And that just comes through narratively, piecing together the story, but also just to better yourself, improve your time, find better equipment, beat new enemies, fill your databanks, just so you can find out more and more about this strange new world, even finding all the audio logs to make sure you have the full picture. But despite the similarities, this actually isn't a sequel to Returnal, though they are designed in a similar way. Saros is its own game. It actually has a faster pace than Returnal, with the constant boosting and the drifting, as well as the more hectic bullets and aggressive enemies that really spawn right up into your face. There's even a parry system you'll come to find eventually, whereas in contrast, Returnal definitely requires more running and waiting on your cooldowns. In Saros you can keep running and gunning, though there are cooldowns on your power arm and overusing on your shield and boosting, so you have to watch that. Saros also has more timed runs, and it actually uses checkpoints unlike Returnal, which is a lot more old school in its mindset. And the RNG is definitely less punishing. But that doesn't mean that Saros is easy, because it's definitely not. But hey, I don't want to say too much more about the game and the story, or even show too much more than what you're seeing. I think once you have an understanding of what this game is, it becomes a very individual, personal journey that you should take for yourself and see what it's about. Honestly, I can still see this one ranking pretty highly towards the end of the year in my end of year list. It left a really deep impression, and while I think I may have preferred Returnal just a little bit more, this is a very special game. And it just shows yet again that Housemarque are one of the leading developers in Camp Sony, right up there with Insomniac, quite frankly. So TLDR, play Saros. It's a blast. There's some great writing and acting too. It's got a wonderfully ominous soundtrack and plenty to keep you replaying all the way through. Have you played Saros yet? What do you think? Did you prefer it to Returnal? Let me know below and I'll see you on Carcosa. Oh, actually, hopefully not. It's a little bit scary there. But somewhere. I will definitely see you somewhere soon. Oil.